Hi everyone. We're the third group of Charles, Bob, and Amos. We chose the lecture topic of services marketing from week 8 and actually found it quite interesting to see the role of services and marketing of those services and how it's evolved over the last few decades. Not only has it changed domestically, but also with globalization and the spread of multinational companies around the world, we've actually seen a dramatic change in the dynamics surrounding how services are obtained and also used. So we decided we would focus specifically within the lecture on ways in which services have become more automated in their delivery and the impact this is having on traditionally stable and secure jobs within the services industry and service marketing. We also thought about the impact technology is having on consistency and interpretation of services and how that then alters the perceived customer experiences and whether technology has changed these customer experiences with positive or negative effects. This is a hot topic among workplaces and is affecting both employees and customers of many companies that provide services rather than products or in addition to products. Amos will cover the ways in which services have been automated, followed by Bob covering the benefits and drawbacks to automated services and technology increase, and then Charles will finally cover how this all impacted on customers and their experiences or perceived experiences. Finally, we will wrap it up with asking a couple of questions about your thoughts on the matter and whether you've seen automation in the services industry have a positive or negative effect on your jobs or the jobs of people you know. The reasons for an increase in the service sector have varied and were talked about in the lecture, but one thing that stood out to our group was that the services sector contributes 1/3 of global employment and 1/5 of global trade. That means it has a very large impact on a lot of different people. The lectures also talked about heterogeneity or variability and how the service industry was very high in labor content and the fact that the output can vary significantly because of the human factor. This is where technology has come to the fore and is changing how companies are providing services and also the consistency with which they are providing them. Services are offered in a variety of ways, from servicing of products for maintenance, and also servicing services for purchasing, as was mentioned by Group 1 with their topic of omnichannel retailing. So, how have services been automated? The first place we wanted to look at was education. Technology has evolved to where some units and classes are actually now being offered by universities in an online format similar to the one that we're currently taking. While the unit we are taking still involves a lecturer who provides assignments, feedback, and grading, there are some universities who have been able to actually reduce the amount of professors they have by previously recording lecture series and having automated test structures put in place. This has obviously helped universities reduce overhead and increase the reach of their services by providing and marketing their learning services to a wider audience, not just domestically but also internationally, as is seen by the fact that we have several individuals in our class who aren't actually here in Australia. Using education as a segue into some of the other services that are offered, we can actually find in research studies done by Oxford academics Carl Benedict Frey and Michael A. Osborne that they've actually predicted the computerization and automation could actually make nearly half of jobs redundant within the next 10 to 20 years. Your typical international services offered outside of education are financial, engineering, legal, medical, architecture, management consulting, and we'll actually touch base on a couple of these specifically. While most of these have appeared safe from technology and automation, we actually see that even these jobs have people fearing automation from technology. The mechanical minds that have been developed are making human brain labor less in demand, similar to how mechanical muscles made human physical labor less in demand in manufacturing plants. Because robots now have mechanical minds capable of decision making, they are out-competing humans for jobs. Referencing the legal sector, you'll find examples online of things like Rocket Lawyer, which was created by an entrepreneur named Charlie Moore to provide legal services online. It now boasts over 30 million users, where subscribers pay a monthly fee for an instant access to pre-prepared documents and tutorials, as well as online legal advice from experts. This is obviously increasing the market to which legal services can be targeted, reduces fixed costs, and generally has changed the way in which legal services can be marketed on an international basis as well as domestic basis. Along with this, you'll actually find that legal services work around drafting legal documents, predicting the outcome of lawsuits, and discovery. Lots of this is actually being replaced by automated software that can actually sift through millions of documents in minutes and hours instead of weeks or months, and are often more accurate as they don't suffer from fatigue or tedium. Add to this the experiments that are being done in Australia and the USA with regards to virtual courts and judges using more online video conferencing, and we can see how we could be headed for fewer lawyers because of automation and the increase in use of technology. The medical industry has certainly taken advantage of technology in expanding how they offer their services. Competitions have actually been created for inventors who are able to solve technology's most vexing challenges, and one of those is actually to be the first to produce a working tricorder, which is the handheld device used by medical officers in Star Trek, which is capable of diagnosing a set of 15 diseases without the presence of a human medical professional. Now, we're not as far away from that as one might think. IBM has a computer named Watson. Now, Watson is a computerized doctor that was designed to give diagnoses based on what patients say in their own words. His diagnoses to date haven't always been perfect, but have a pretty high success rate. His diagnoses don't need to be perfect because neither are human doctors. Watson just needs to make fewer mistakes than the human doctors. Now, not all human doctors will go away, but the need for fewer doctors and the services they provide appear to be heading in a downward direction. If anybody's seen the movie Big Hero 6, then maybe we aren't too far away from having our very own Baymax. It sounds like it's just a matter of providing the computer with data, and once it has the data, it's able to consider thousands or millions of times more parameters than a human brain can hold in their head. As you can see, services are becoming more automated in their delivery. Along with those in the medical and legal professions, we can look at the stock market and how it used to be heavily people-orientated services role, but now there are hardly any individuals performing stock trading services on the stock market, as most of it is done with computers trading stocks with other computers. Accounting and tax software has been written that will continue to advance in sophistication. The outcome is that services provided by accountants change from being people-driven to being computer-driven. Services offered by accountants has and will continue to move to automated software that can calculate the required income and financial statements, as well as prepare tax returns in a matter of minutes instead of hours or weeks or months taken by individuals. Also look at what an iPhone can do these days, is effectively replace the services provided by personal assistants in many cases, where once CEOs and managers relied heavily on services provided by these personal assistants, now pre-programmed algorithms control a lot of it. Another example is coffee baristas. Their jobs are being lost to advanced technology robots who not only make a cup of coffee but store information on customer preferences, purchasing habits, and that will help as companies expand internationally, because it won't matter where you go to buy your coffee, they'll already have those preferences and purchasing habits stored. Now, jobs still obviously exist behind the scenes to build and support a lot of the software that these service offering robots give, but a lot of the front end jobs are being done away with. You can now buy flights, organize a complete vacation with flights, accommodation, transport without any human interaction, all while searching and finding the best price in just a matter of minutes. Bye-bye travel agents, hello automation. You can check in for your flights, including checking your luggage, without any human interaction. The question being there is, what's next as far as security at airports? Will all of the human interaction be removed at some point? I'll now hand over to Bob, who will give us a little bit more information on whether the automation of services is actually a positive or a negative.
Hi everyone, this is Charles. Next part, I'd like to talk about the experience of automated services. Nowadays, an increasing number of services are automated, such as online shopping, distance learning, which offers a convenient way to customers. People do not need to purchase things in stores, which may far away, no need to squeeze time from work to attend classes. More and more companies have offered automated services because of many benefits they bring to. With automated services, the operation is more efficient and the operating costs decrease. For example, people can book an iPhone at Apple websites after choosing the feature like color, model, and storage online. What they need to do next is going to the App Store. Here we have choosing ticket and date instead of waiting for a available seller and asking information in such a crowded store. Or even people can pay online and ask for delivery. Without too much information asked, sellers are less needed in the store, which reduces companies' labor costs. Additionally, automated services have become a part of people's life, and customers are willing to use it. People can pay their monthly telephone charge online instead of going to a store. Without going to a bank, can pay someone by e-bank or cash out at the nearest ATM. These automated services makes our life easy. Offering automated services is a kind of way to maintain relationships with customers. For example, a few years ago, China's train transportation did not have automated services and need to pay up a very long line for tickets. Most of people prefer to drive rather than wait for such a long time in such a long line. After application of automated online services, people can buy tickets online 20 days in advance, which is convenient and attract more people. With a good experience, customers are more likely to